All right. So we're here. Nina, thanks so much for hopping on. I'm super excited to finally be able to do this with you. Such an incredible story of like what you've been through, where you came from and where you're at right now. And now, you went from doing a job that you weren't in love with, that you hated showing up to every day, trying this crazy thing called Winner Circle, becoming a sales entrepreneur, and now living in Bali, replacing your full-time income, living the freaking dream. I'm even a little jealous, right? So I want to talk, just kind of talk about a little bit. My first question would be, Nina, is like, before you started, like, what had you tried before? What were you doing before Winner Circle? Like, what were you doing? What else had you tried before?
Oh my goodness. Well, I tried college and I graduated and did the thing, got my degree and thought that was it. And then come to find out my first job out of college was at a call center. I was supposedly a recruiter. Dialed 100 calls a day, was miserable, didn't like it, quit that in 3 weeks. And I just felt like I got scammed. I just graduated. I'm gonna make 40,000 a year. I'm in debt 27K. Like, how is that possible? Like, I've worked so hard. I've gotten the best internships, done everything I'm supposed to do, and this is what I end up with in a sales center or a call center. It wasn't even a job that it was supposed to be. And then from there, I worked at another startup for 6 months and was pitching people, like crowds of people in the dark, and doing trade shows all over the country. And once again, felt burnt out. Couldn't do the hours. I was working 80 hours a week. So then, that was my second job out of college. And then I landed a management job and was doing that. And after a year about doing that for a corporate company, I was like, you know what? Like, there's a ceiling here. I'm miserable. I don't like this job. The hours are inconvenient. I need to do something else. I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. Like, I was so desperate for I'm like, something's not giving here, and I've done what I'm supposed to do. So I don't know. I think I saw an ad when I was at a coffee shop.
So obviously, you'd been through a lot. You got the degree, right? You did everything everyone said to do, right? Get the degree, work for a corporate company, right? All that stuff. Had you before Winner Circle, had you ever tried any like other like coaching programs or like alternative like things? Or this was the first thing that you did? Okay.
No, just thought it was like maybe a snake hole or a rabbit hole, and I was super skeptic.
I was gonna say, Nina, you were like the skeptics of all skeptics, right? We had so much conversations. You gave me the hardest time. So what was that like? Like, what doubts and fears did you have? Like, what was running through your head? Like, who the heck are these Winner Circle people? Like, how do I know this is legit? And like, how did you work through that?
Gosh, I don't know. I think I was so desperate and so ready for something different. I'm like, whatever I do now, like I have to do something. And if this is really what it is going to be, like, this aligns with way more than anything that I'm doing now. And I think I had to come to that realization myself. I felt like I was going to puke after I like paid the first installment. Cause I'm like, I really didn't know. I put it on credit cards. I didn't have the money at the time. And that was super, like, I was raised like credit's bad. Like, you're going to jail if you use credit. Like, I've just like the lack of financial literacy that I had prior to coming to this is just insane how different.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know.
So
I didn't
crazy.
know. I didn't know so much. Like, I don't like, like, I didn't know.
I love it.
And I don't think I needed a push. So
well, no, I'm proud of you for taking that jump. And like, obviously you had those same fears and same doubts that a lot of people had, but it's like you were ready to change. You were willing to take a step and like go for it, and fortunately, you were able to do that with us, which I think was awesome. So when you first joined the program and you got started, like, you came on the coaching calls, you got into the training, like, what did you immediately recognize? Like, okay, this is what I need to start working on. This is what I need to fix.
My mindset. I think getting into routine, like just like the simple things that you like get lazy with, like the discipline, like those things are so recognize, but they're so important to have
Mm,
routinely in your life.
yeah.
Like you really, to move forward in life, you got to have consistency. I think
Yeah.
consistency and discipline is what this like was one of my main takeaways in the first 2 weeks. I'm like, wow, I'm so inconsistent. Like
Yeah.
I'm just letting life like beat me up, and I'm just
Yeah.
taking, you know.
I love it. And I know in addition to that, one of the things you worked on a lot was like getting clarity on like your financial situation and like having clarity on like, hey, what money's coming in, what money's going out, and like actually building, through that. So that was super, super good too. I know you worked hard at that. So,
Yeah.
um, once you were rock and rolling, like you were in Winter Circle for a while and like you started implementing some of these things that you're talking about, like what changes did you start to see in your life and in your career?
That there's so much opportunity out there. And gosh, that's a really good question. I don't think I would have found this whole world had it not been for Winter Circle. Like I am forever grateful because it has literally changed my life.
Mm,
Um, and I don't want to get emotional, but yeah, I was in a very not good place. And I definitely have, taken a total like 360. And, I'm looking at starting a store and hopefully doing, 6 figures within the next 6 months to a year each
wow.
month, like hopefully hitting like 1 million by the time I'm like 26. So like,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, it really changed my life because I think I was like, I was like scraping by or like living out of my means and not being honest with
Mm,
myself. It really forced me to get honest with myself,
mm,
and what it is that I wanted because I thought I knew that. And I think graduating, if you're somebody who graduated in the pandemic and you were completely lost, my heart goes out to you because it was not easy. And
mm,
I think this program just taught me like, you just have to have a little bit of faith and you have to commit and you have to show up,
mm.
and you got to show up for yourself and you got to show up for others. So I don't know if that answers the question. I don't even remember what the question was,
No,
but
the question was, yeah, what changes you started seeing in your life and your career, but like, yeah, so proud of you for what you've like, so many people have these things where they're dissatisfied with where they're at, but they're not willing to do anything about it, and I'm so great, fortunate that we were able to be there to help you, but it's like, you took the
yeah.
action, you took the work. So I guess my next question would be like, you went from miserable corporate job, like financial stress, like life stress, like loss,
Really,
like, not a great situation, to landing a high ticket selling position, being able to work remotely, fully replacing your income, now living in Bali, which is epic. Like, how does that feel like on the other side of going through that transformation? How does it feel?
I don't know. Like it doesn't, I don't know how to say it because I'm like, I'm living it now. And like 6 months ago, like I think I even like slung DoorDash for like when I was starting out, like for the program. Like I think I did. Yeah, I think I did like the month of January. Like I was doing that. And I'm
Yeah.
okay with getting that now because like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like if you really want something, you have to commit. And like I knew doing this, I wasn't gonna make my money right away. And
Yeah.
you have to have that mindset, like if you put it in and now it's like now I'm enjoying some of the fruits of my labor, but there's a
Yeah.
long way to go. Like I feel like you
Yeah.
hit one level and you're like, okay, now I want to unlock
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
level. Like, yes, I'm here. Yes, I actually flew business class. They upgraded me to business class.
Wow.
That was really wild.
That's awesome.
Sitting in the business lounge in Los Angeles. And I think that month I did like 45 gross,
In,
40
in
like
sales.
in sales, but like I
Nice.
always, yeah, put away for savings. But yeah, so
Nice. That's awesome. So walk us through a little bit of the day in life. Cause I've personally never lived in Bali, being online sales entrepreneur, being a closer. So what does that look like? How does that feel like your day to day? Like, does it feel real or does it still feel like, wow, I can't
I
believe
don't
this is the
know.
best situation?
Like now that we're talking about, it, I'm like, oh my God, this is very real. Like this is really real. Like, actually,
It's
everything
just
that I
hitting you
want.
now.
It's just hitting me now that I'm talking about it because I was like 6 months ago, it looked so different. So I just took a
Yeah.
lot of massive aligned action to get here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't easy in the beginning. Like I don't want to like
Yeah.
sugarcoat Like you have to
Yeah.
like, I think people got to realize they have to like be honest with themselves. But no, day in the life, day in the life. Wake up, you know, my morning routine. I have my affirmations that I wrote
I love it.
1st of January, and I read them still every day. And
Wow.
then I have the vision board that I look at. It's also on my phone, but I have it
Awesome.
here on my desk, and then all my daily gratitudes.
Your daily direction doc.
Like, I
Perfect.
literally kept it for like 6 months.
Wow.
And I'll keep making changes to it as I go. But that was, so I do that morning routine. I work out first thing in the morning, try to, or I do it in between calls. But I always get a sense of movement, exercise, affirmations, what I'm grateful for, say my prayers. And then I go into my calls. I listen to a full pay of mine before I go into a call.
Reviewing.
Yep, clear out my inbox, go through, work the CRM. Oh, yeah. So do the calls, take a break, take like a, what do you call, like a strategized break? Like I listen, like something good for myself, like lay in the sun, whatever, listen to calls. And then, I don't know, take a little nap and then listen to calls that didn't close, go to a coffee shop at like 4 or 5, start working on my Shopify store, working with the web developers. And then I start like about 7 p.m. diving back into my calls and my calls and then I plan for the night. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were saying down in Bali, obviously at different time zones. So you're doing like some work in the mornings. You have the day, like middle of the day off, right?
Pretty much the whole, and then like 1 p.m. to like 8 p.m. I have off.
Wow. And then you're taking calls again in the evenings, and then you're resetting. Like honestly, that it's like, why don't we all do that? You know, it seems like that'd be way better, but nobody else is working at those times. So, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Go ahead.
And then you're like a step ahead of everybody in the US. Like my deals go in and it's like, and I'm not saying it to be like bragging or prideful, but like, it's just, like, you're literally a step ahead, like literally.
Yeah. So, like, I love it.
Yeah. So
that's so awesome. How long did it take you to land your position? From when you started the program or the search? Was it do you remember the time frame?
Yeah. So I started end of December, right? Or was it November? I don't know.
I can't remember exactly, but I didn't know if you knew exactly.
I think it was, I think it was like December I started, and then I landed the job February 14th, February 7th. And then I didn't start till the 28th of end of February.
March, but we had a couple months of like groundwork stuff to do too. So I think till you started searching, like we didn't start applying for anything until February. January. Yeah, February even maybe.
And end of January. I got a job very quickly. The first ecom babes. And by the way, I don't know if you know Courtney, but like like this is the best company I've literally ever worked for. Cannot say that.
Awesome.
Like, best company ever. Yeah.
Well, no, and I was so glad too that like when you started with us, like you were looking at getting into ecom, and you're like thought it was the only way is like just try to build a store or whatever. And obviously you can do that too, but like now being able to sell something you're passionate about with a great company, I'm sure you've learned so much about e-commerce too. So it's like not only is the money and the lifestyle there, but you also found something that was a fit for you. Like, I think that's incredible because like when you're going to be working hard at something, it's like you want to do something that you enjoy, that you like doing,
Yeah.
So,
and maybe I should add in, like, I got offered a corporate job in New York to work for H&M as like a department manager at their #1 like head location, and I turned it down. It was for $54,000 a year in New York, which is not a lot after taxes. And then was offered another sales job, supposedly, gonna make 6 figures, but you're like headhunting and the hustling in the streets of New York, which is not safe. So yes, I was offered 2 jobs. I was most skeptical of this one. I'm like, and look at like, I don't know how to like tear like the skeptic Band-Aid off, but if you're skeptical, just have some trust. Like reach out to me. I can talk to you about how this works.
I guess that would be one of my final questions is like, what would you say to someone who's on the fence? Maybe they're in your shoes 6 months ago, they're watching this or they're thinking about joining Winner Circle. Like, what would you say to someone who's on the fence?
I would say do it. Just go for it. You need to make a change. So nothing's going to change if nothing changes. And trust the process and be patient with yourself. This isn't like a get rich quick scheme. This is like, you gotta build your foundation and lay that path for you to move forward. And the freedom and the flexibility that comes with this and the fulfillment is like, you can't put a price on that. Like whatever it costs, like it's so worth it and you'll make it back. So yeah.
I love it. Last real quick question for you, Nina, is, and I want to let you get to bed because I know you're on the other side of the world, right? You got stuff tomorrow. How does this change things for you? Like from, now that you've landed this position, now that you're crushing it, you're rolling, you're living like what a lot of people call the dream life. How does it change your goals and your vision? Like what's next? How has this expanded your vision and your goals?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm about to relaunch my Create to Sustain. This is my brand, and I was able to afford to hire a web developer. And they've worked with me and we've created kind of this partnership to like really get things off the ground and scale it. And then I also use the program for Courtney's program as well to kind of leverage both. And that's next. So really building that up and then keep becoming like the best closer I can be. I think I've closed 14 deals in the past 9 days. Wow. So like 2 or 4 deals a day.
Wow. And so 14 deals in the last 9 days, how much is that in commission roughly?
I think that's going to be 2,500 in just
2,500
20 in just 2 weeks.
Nice.
Which will probably be my highest. This might be my highest. I took off the whole first week of June because I was relocating,
getting over, and
enough to do that. And so that's that. And then I'm looking at getting a 5-year digital nomad visa here for Bali.
Okay.
Have my immigration extension on Tuesday, and they approved me. And then I'm going to try to buy some property or lease some property in the next 2 or 3 years and have a villa here, either build one or rent one and then rent it out like on Airbnb, and then have like a house in or apartment, maybe go back between here or California or New York and kind of work on my company, really build a brand. And hopefully like maybe have a retail storefront and like 10 years or 5 years, but maybe just stay out.
No, it's so awesome. Literally like from like trying to figure it out to having a career dialed in, passionate about it, excited, having good income, and now like looking at real estate, starting your own business. Like, I do want to say, like, Nina, I'm super proud of you for everything that you've gone through and like sticking to it and like putting in the work, right? Because like the daily direction doc that you just showed is something we have people do in the program, and like you didn't just see that and like skip over it. Like you build it, you created it, and you have it still to this day. And I think that's a testament to you following the process and you like putting in the work, so I love seeing that, and I love your vision and your goals now, because it's just like I'm so excited to see what you can create and what you can build now with this foundation and these resources to just totally take it to a whole nother level. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
And it's weird to see like the pictures on the vision board, like some of them are coming true. Like just wild. It's just wild. And I have it on my phone, so I look at this every day.
I love it.
And I keep staring at 150K. I've got 5 more months to hit that, so we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see.
I love it. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
What's that? Between sales and the business.
Between sales and the business, I think I could hit 150. What was I gonna say about? Oh, shoot, I forgot. Whatever. Next time.
So, but yeah, I think that pretty well covers all the questions that I had. Like I said, I don't want to hold you too long because I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, super glad to be able to jump back on here with you again and reconnect, hear your story, hear where you're at now. And again, like super excited to see what you do over the coming months and years. So congratulations, Nina. Thanks so much for all your hard work and for willing to hop on. I think that's all the questions I had. So we can wrap up with that if you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't like over glamorize anything because like
No.
I want to tell everybody like I worked very hard. Like I took like no
Yeah.
days off like the first
Yeah.
3 months. But
Yeah.
like I was willing to because it was passionate
Yeah.
and like you have to be
Yeah.
willing. You have to sacrifice. It's part of it.
100%.
I think
100%. No, and that's I would rather you put that in there, right? Because like it shouldn't, if like we can't
it
help the
should
people that
be
are looking
easy.
for something for nothing, it's like if you
Yeah.
want to achieve incredible results, like obviously there's going to be work that comes with it, so
Yeah. But it's not that hard though. Like when you look back on it, like it was like it's worthwhile. Your success
yeah.
is so much more better because it's earned,
Yeah.
like you earned it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's all I have to say.
1,000%.
Just work hard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, 1,000%. I appreciate you adding that in there. So awesome, Nina. With that, we can wrap up. We'll wrap up with that, and good luck with everything. Good luck with your calls tomorrow. And we'll talk to you soon. So,
Okay.
all right.
Cool.